Hi, beautiful souls, beautiful beings. Welcome to my channel. Welcome to this pick a card reading. I'm really excited to offer you this reading today. I wanted to do a general reading with no specific topic, and I really wanted the cards to lead us and guide us to the specific messages that we need to hear right now. So each pile might have a very different message. I have premeditated and pre-shuffled all of them, however I haven't looked at the cards yet, so I'll do that together with you. So I don't know what's behind them, although I have felt the energy of each of them already a little bit beforehand. Please, as you watch your pile and your reading, if you like it, give it a like and subscribe to my channel so that these messages and these pick a card readings could reach more people. That would be so great. I would be so happy to grow this channel with you and your support, and leave a comment as well. Thank you. So we have four piles today, and this is pile number 1, pile number 2, pile number 3, and pile number 4. Take a little moment and contemplate on the cards. You can pause the video and really try your heart chakra to guide you towards the pile that has a message for you. So don't do it from your head, from your heart. Have a little pause. Take a deep breath. And out. And let your heart choose which option has a message for you. And you will find timestamps below in the description or the comments. And I'll see you then. Okay, hi group number 1, welcome to your reading. I laid out all your cards here and I realized it's a lot of cards and they don't quite fit on the screen, but don't worry, I'm going to show you the cards as I go through them. Right, so I can quite strongly feel the energy of this pile and a kind of situation going on, or two different energies working against each other to some extent. So firstly, it's really interesting because I've been pulling from a few different tarot decks, and I really find it amazing when the same card comes out in the same reading from two different decks. So that's really is kind of driving a message quite clearly there. So I have here a Page of Swords and Princess of Swords, which is kind of the same as the Page of Swords in reverse. So one is upright and the other one is in reverse. And interestingly, as I was shuffling the decks, the cards before opening them up and really feeling into each pile and the energy of each pile, I kept getting a lot of, for the pile number 1, I kept getting a lot of distractions. And especially a lot of messages kept trying to get through on my phone, but were not really getting through. Like some kind of voicemails got through without anyone calling me. And yeah, it was a really interesting energy. I really felt the energy of some kind of communication trying to get through, but not quite getting through, or some kind of communication that you kind of like you are waiting for someone to communicate something to you, and either it's not quite getting there in the way you intended, or you are trying also to communicate something but it's not quite getting through. So important communication is not quite happening, and it feels to me that could be both ways. Like something is pending on some kind of message. Even if you look at this image here of this Princess of Swords, she's reading a letter, and kind of like all her posture and her face is really slightly, has a lot of anticipation, but also I feel a little bit of confusion there. And especially with it coming in reverse. So that's one of the messages I'm getting here. Also, there is a Swords energy in the 5 of Swords that came out here. that kind of ties in for me with this Page of Swords and this Princess of Swords, that perhaps the communication that you might receive might not quite be what it appears to be, or might not be communicated very clearly, and that might be a very important factor in this whole situation, what's going on here. But let's look into it a little bit more in detail. I see this, this is a very different color suddenly from blue over here, that talks about communication. It goes into quite earthy color of pentacles over here, and I really feel like there has been some kind of project or some kind of something that you've been working on quite hard, or investing quite a lot of energy, and you've been waiting for the results, and it's been quite a long ongoing project. However, it seems to me that at the moment you're not really feeling like you're getting anything back out of it. And actually you have, I'll show you the cards a bit closer. So there is this card of 8 of Pentacles, which speaks to me about the project that you've been working on. However, I'm feeling here with 5 of Coins and 3 of Coins, or 3 of Pentacles in reverse, that you're not quite seeing the support from others, or you're not quite feeling that you are supported by others to achieve this goal, and actually you are feeling a bit of scarcity in this situation, as if you're not going to see any kind of results, as if it's not bringing you what you were expecting to bring, and you actually feel a bit like left out in the cold in this situation. To some extent, I'm feeling that maybe even some people who've been working with you on this project have suddenly left you to do it by yourself, or you're just not feeling that they're weighing in this project or this situation enough, so you feel a bit left out to do it by yourself. And I also sense this disappointment quite a lot in these 8 of Cups, that actually, although I don't read this deck in reverse, but it came out in reverse, so I'm going to read it as such. 8 of Cups here, I feel a bit of disillusionment, a bit of disappointment here, and I feel that it does pertain to this situation of this project that you've been working on, and perhaps also maybe with this communication that's just not getting through quite clearly to you. However, I'm feeling that there is a resistance to move away from the situation. So you are still in this energy, kind of lingering in on this project that is not going anywhere, or you feel like you have to push it forward by yourself. And I'm feeling this energy as well here in 2 of Wands, which came out in reverse, of not quite being in a position to be able to plan the future quite clearly. So you are still stuck in this situation, and you're not seeing beyond the situation. You're not able to see ahead and plan ahead. Something is holding you back, and and that also is very clearly represented in this 8 of Cups in reverse. You are not, although it causes a lot of disappointment, you don't seem to be willing to move on. However, looking up here in these oracle cards and a few other tarot cards, I see that the situation that is out there, which is kind of like a little bit what I said in the beginning of these 2 different energies, the energy, I'm feeling your energy, and the energy out there kind of in a wider spectrum around you, suggests that there is a very good opportunity for you out there. that you are able actually to take on, whether it be a new project or a new stage on this project. It is there, but it seems like you are not quite taking it, or you're not wanting to see it. And this shows to me in to support this card of Ace of Pentacles that came out here, of a new opportunity. We also have a card of Waxing Moon here, and it says the energy is gaining momentum. And this card of the Waxing Moon is really this kind of energy which says that you can create the reality you are dreaming of, that you have this option like you have the Ace of Pentacles, but it's up to you whether you want to take it. And do you want to take it? Are you ready to take it? So the opportunity is there, the energy, the momentum is there. However, whether you feel like in the right place to take it is a different question. I also see the same kind of energy in this card of Judgment in reverse, telling me that that there is this opportunity of a renewal, of a new energy. Again, it comes to this Ace of Pentacles. It is there. However, the card came out in reverse, which seems like it is a little bit delayed. It's not, the change is not quite happening. And I really see it in the rest of the cards, that you are still in this energy of this project that you're waiting for it to grow or something to come out, but it's not coming out. And although you feel some disappointment, you are still pending on some communication, or you're pending on something and you're not moving on. But the energy is there. The card of Judgment is a very strong major arcana card, which suggests that really the potential for change is really, really strong for renewal. And we also have this confirmed by this card of Waxing Moon, as I said. And the other oracle card that I pulled, which was Drum, which says Awaken, really highlights this message even more. It's it really shows that the energy out there is all ready for change. And it's Awaken and Judgment. It's basically kind of the same message. The Judgment card talks about awakening. However, in this Drum card, it is what's really striking and what's really important is to kind of quieten down this chit-chat of the mind and the distractions. And perhaps these things that you're focusing in your immediate reality right now, the communications that are not going through, the projects that are not quite working out. And if you manage to quieten that chatter down with the beat of the drum, and to focus on what's most important, you really will see this new opportunity of awakening, this new opportunity of a new project coming in, of a new fresh ideas that would help you plan your future, that would help you look out of the situation and plan your future, and turn this Two of Wands the other way around and look ahead. But for that to happen, you really need to, the card suggests you probably would need to walk away from the situations that are not making you happy right now. So this is the strong message that I received. Here. Just looking at them to see what else I can pick up. I don't see many people involved. It seems like the situation is mostly about you and the situation, a specific situation in some kind of project. There might be people involved in communication, but also it's just kind of communicating an energy for me more than specific people in your life. But of course, it's a general reading, so it can be different. So see how it applies in your life. It is very different, very interesting for me color-wise, because here at the bottom we have blue and that kind of earthy, so it's an air energy and earth energy. And as we move on to this kind of energy of what is out there for you, not your situation energy, but what is out there, that what is the universe is bringing you. We have this beautiful purple color and red, so there's a lot of beautiful higher spiritual energy here, and really a bit of fire as well. So there's 2 wands as well, the fire energy. So it does suggest that if you manage to move on from the situation that you are in, that is not really bringing you a lot of satisfaction at the moment, there is beautiful things lined up for you by the universe, and it will ignite this kind of fire within you. I hope this resonated to some extent. Please do comment in the comment field below to say how it resonated and how this message sounds to you. I would be really curious to hear. And please subscribe and like the video, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye, group 1. Hi, group number 2. Welcome to your reading. This is a reading for those who chose pile number 2. Right away, I want to say, as I was shuffling the cards and picking the cards, pulling the cards for each of the groups, with group number 2, I felt so much softness in the energy of those cards already, even before I saw them. And there's this very new and soft energy, and I was so curious to see what the cards will be. And now that I saw them, I was like, my heart filled with this softness, gentle, loving, very deeply loving feeling. So I really strongly feel that this spread here is mainly about love situation. It might apply to something else, maybe a project or something, but I think majority of you, 98% of you, would be probably a love situation. And if it's really feels like, no, that's not my thing, maybe have a look, and maybe the other pile would be more resonant for you. But let's get into this. I know there's a lot of cards on the table here. Don't worry, I'm going to show them up close as I read them. And yeah, let's get started. I'm really loving the energy of this stack. Okay, but let's start from the beginning. First of all, this is quite important, and that's where we're going to start. I see that there's 2 possibilities here. You either just have been recently, or are going through right now a really big, major changes. And the other possibility as well is that you feel that these changes are coming, but you are not quite there yet. You're not making that step for them to happen. But either way, we have here the Death card and the Tower card. So these are 2 major arcana cards that signify a huge fundamental change. So it could have been that it's been a bit rough, especially I see this in this 10 of Swords. It came out in the reverse, so it might say that it's been a bit rough, and you feel like this situation has completely defeated you. But it seems like you are coming out of it. Or, as I said, the other option could be that these huge changes are there. You can feel them coming. They like, maybe on emotional level or on some other level, you feel like you have to make this huge shift in your life because otherwise you can't carry on. However, you are holding yourself back from making this change or bringing this tower and death, about which I'm gonna talk a little bit more, into your life. Death, not literally, of course, but a death of the situation as it was, and kind of wiping the slate completely clean. Yeah, and this is indicated here by Two of Swords, which often is the card of decision or not being able to make a decision. So I see that perhaps you are in the situation where the change is so strongly upon you. However, you're hesitating to make that step. You're hesitating to finish what needs to be finished, to wipe the slate clean and move on. And it's very interesting because normally Two of Swords, I mean, swords generally is an air energy, and swords can be quite harsh. However, in this card, there's a lot of softness. I can see this lady in the middle and that feather, and there's so much kind of softness, and it's kind of the energy that I felt as I was shuffling the cards, that soft energy. It's like as if the changes here are really huge, but you don't want to go through them in such a harsh way as these 10 swords could be, You want to do it gently and softly without a lot of pain, which is very understandable, and which is the energy of the whole situation actually, and your energy very much in this reading. And what I can see, that on the other side of this change lies a huge opportunity of new love, opportunity of new emotional fulfillment. And at the moment it's in reverse, and I think that is due to you not being able to step away from the old situation and take this opportunity. But it is very much here, and it is very strong, and we will see it in the rest of the reading how strong it is overall. So the other card that really stands out, and it's kind of in the middle of the whole reading, is Two of Cups, which is, here it is, Two of Cups, which is the energy of union, and it's a beautiful energy of union. And to support this Two of Cups, we have two cards that are pulled out, and one, here we go. One says, a new start is coming, a new moon. And another one says, new moon in Aquarius, bring love into the situation. I mean, that couldn't be clearer. It's definitely speaks about this new opportunity in love, in coming into this new union, which feels so completely new, which would be so fulfilling. It's like this card, the new card, new moon card, is like a huge yes from the universe. It's probably one of the most auspicious cards to get. And new moon in Aquarius speaks a lot about just going into it without looking back. You really need to leave the past behind. So if these changes that I was talking about here, these huge changes which came down as a huge tower moments, which kind of fundamentally change everything and clean the slate, wipe the slate clean. If this is something that you have gone through already and you're coming out of it, then it really tells you that don't look back. Don't stand here between these two swords, looking back and hesitating and thinking whether you should go back into something that you just finished and that brought you pain. It really suggests that on that other side, there's this amazing opportunity of love. And this is also reinforced by this major arcana card of the Fool, which is a card of like stepping into the new fully fully embracing the new, and yes, it could feel like a scary leap of faith, especially when you're leaving so much behind, when the changes you've gone through were so fundamental, or the changes they need to go through are so fundamental. It can be a scary step, but all other cards here are reinforcing that it would be a really beautiful step ahead. And yes, and also this card here, Sea Creatures, which says immersion, also reinforces this energy of softness that comes when you come into this union, this energy of just going with the flow and letting yourself be taken by this energy of soft, caring love. And yeah, I just feel, I don't know, I just feel so much softness in my heart when I'm saying this. Now, there is the situation I'm seeing here that probably because of these Two of Swords that you might find yourself right now at the moment, maybe, of not quite making that step yet, or having some hesitations, or needing to make choices that might require to go through this big shifts, that perhaps the person that you are coming into union with is not being quite expressive yet. So it's this energy here of King of Swords in reverse. It's like as if that energy of the other is a little bit silenced right now. And it does seem like this other, the person, your person, is willing to give you 10 of coins, all of the coins, is really willing to give you so much, like a really stable, great foundation of being together. And not even a foundation, I mean, it's just like wants to give you everything in this union. However, 10 of coins are also in reverse, meaning that at the moment this is not quite possible. The potential is there and the wish is there, but it's not quite possible because these huge changes need to happen and they need to be left behind completely and step into this new energy, as the new moon in Aquarius suggests, completely not looking back at all, stepping into that full the energy of the Fool and courageously taking the leap of faith, and only then this potential can become reality. And at the moment we get this 6 of coins energy. So although a 10 of coins are not quite possible yet, I'm getting a lot of this feeling of care and really wanting to give you, wanting to nourish this situation and to share and to care for you. And yeah, so that energy is definitely there. And oh wow, this is really beautiful energy coming out through that through this reading. And although I'm really feeling the intensity of these major shifts and changes that you had to go through or you have to go through, what comes after is just beautiful, and it's so soft and it's so nourishing, and it's really kind of like relaxing for the system. So yeah, I hope this reading has resonated, and please do leave me a comment to tell me how it resonated. I would love to read that. And if you like the video, like it and subscribe to the channel. Yeah, and I'll see you in the next video. Thank you, Group 2. Hi, Group 3. Welcome to your reading. Yeah, this is a reading for those who picked Group free. There are a lot of cards that pulled for you as for every group. They all here on the table, but don't worry, I'll show them to you one by one as I speak about them, so you'll see them all up close. So I actually have talked about this whole spread before and I didn't record it, so I'm recording it second time, which is kind of quite apt to the energy of this group. And as I was shuffling the cards and preparing each pile, as I always do, I kind of try to feel into the energy of that pile before I even see the cards. And it was a very interesting energy that I was picking up here. And as I started shuffling, I felt a lot of hesitation to move forward. Something like kind of almost inability to move forward, like being stuck in one place, basically. And there was kind of like an underlying tension to that energy. However, deeper in, I could really feel a lot of determination as well. And once, as I kept shuffling, I kept going and pulling the cards, I suddenly felt a lot of movement coming in. And once the movement came in and became really, really strong, it was a very strong, determined energy, and it moved super fast. It was probably some of the fastest shuffled cards that came out for this pile. And then came out with a lot of clarity and kind of a lot of determination to achieve some sort of goal. So that was an interesting energy, and now I kind of see it laid out in front of me quite clearly, and I talk you through it, and I hope that kind of resonates to your situation. I don't see a lot of specifics here, and I think that's because there are a lot of different scenarios that could be playing out in your lives, because I'm reading for so many people, but the energy is very clear. So let's go through it. Firstly, that energy I've been feeling in the beginning when I was shuffling the cards and I was just not moving anywhere, I really feel it represented here in these Four of Swords. The energy of just not doing anything at the moment, not going anywhere. And I can see why. I see that you probably feel quite unable to go anywhere or to move anywhere. It seems like I've got this card here called Middle World Present. And it seems like something in this really daily, mundane world at the moment, in this very present, is literally holding you somehow. I wouldn't even say back, but it's just holding you tied up to something. And that's represented by this card of the Devil. And I really feel like it could be even something as simple as some sort of responsibility. And it could be many other things. But something is holding you in this present moment, in this present situation, and is not letting you move forward with what you desire. And so this energy is represented here in this Six of Pentacles in reverse, which is kind of like you might be feeling that this situation that is keeping you tied up to some extent is a bit unfair and unbalanced. And perhaps it's unbalanced in the sense that you feel that what the situation is demanding of you and what you actually want inside you are very different. And that might feel out of balance. And actually I can see that this situation and how you feel it and how you perceive it is represented here by Nine of Swords, which might make you feel quite quite in your head about it, and feel like it's keeping you up at night. You might be really worried about it as you not seeing how to move forward. So that's the energy that I'm getting, that you are feeling in your world, in your kind of situation at the moment. However, on the other hand, I can feel a very strong energy within you, which is really different to what is kind of around you. And I've got here 2 cards, and it's really interesting how tarot does that sometimes, when I use a few different tarot decks and then I get the same card twice fall out, and I think that's really great when the tarot kind of drives the message like that. So I've got 2 cards of 9 of coins, and both of them, well, 9 of coins generally represent very strong energy of independence and of abundance. And I can see you here standing really strongly in your power, in that abundance within you. It seems like you don't really need anyone else or anything else. You are very happy kind of in this power within you. And there isn't a lot of action at the moment to use that power or use that potential that you have within you to manifest what you want or to go towards your goal. However, I can see here, and if you look here in the middle, there's a lot of kind of orange-red energy, a lot of energy of fire, and we have a King of Wands and Page of Wands and Strength, and both of them are very, well, all 3 of them are very strong energies. And I feel that this energy is within you at the moment, so it's not expressed into the outside world. And that is shown by that all 3 cards came out in reverse. So it's as if this fire and this kind of, what's the word? Fire. The passion.
We can edit that bit.
As if this fire and this passion that lies within you is not able to come out at the moment. And that is very much due to this situation that you're probably feeling a little stuck at the moment, and that is not letting you move forward. However, I really want to say that, yeah, the energy here is very strong. And also we have here the page, the Knight of Cups in reverse, which speaks to me of this energy of you really wanting to be able to express yourself, to express this energy and bring it out into the outer world, but not being able to do so. And that's why the card is in reverse. And we also have this card of flute expression, which again talks about expression, and that you really willing to bring this creativity within you and this passion out and express it. So this potential of that is there, and it's very strong within you, and I can see you wanting to do this. And there is this card here saying you are very close to achieving your goal, and I do believe that you are. And the other videos I could just keep going, and I didn't need to edit anything, but I get like, I suddenly went like, but what's the advice here? Because there isn't one. Oh, okay, well, whatever. And I really feel like you are very close to whatever goal you have and whatever passion you have towards this goal. You are quite close actually to achieving it if you take that, if you express yourself, if you start expressing yourself. However, also this card does warn us a little bit that don't be kind of cautious in how you express yourself. Maybe don't go too strongly out. And I can see there is so much strong energy here, so much fire here within you. So you might need to pace it out. And of course, the situation at the moment, that doesn't seem to allow you to do it at all. So I think it's very important to try and find the balance of these energies. How to balance the situation you are in at the moment, and also that fire within you that you are strongly feeling. And I think one of the ways that you can balance it and that you can try to balance it is looking at this strength card, it often talks about this balance of these energies, this strong fire and this kind of pacing and taking gentle steps towards achieving your goal. And that's probably the energy you want to focus on at the moment. And I also would like you to look more into these cards of 9 of coins and really kind of embrace this energy of standing strongly in your power and not charging ahead too strongly. Just kind of really feeling your power first before you go forward. So that's the advice the cards have for you, and these are the energies that are currently there. I hope that resonated, and let me know how it resonated in the comments below, and please like the video and subscribe to the channel, and thank you. See you in the next one. Hi group number 4, welcome to your reading. Let's have a look what's going on here. I must say that I recorded this video yesterday with all the rest of the groups, and when I sat down today to edit the video, it had no sound just for your group. So that was very interesting, and I'm not sure why, quite mysterious. So I'm re-recording this today. I kept all the cards, so I laid them out again. And yeah, I'm sure there was a reason why I had to do that. Maybe today I'll deliver the message a bit better. Looking at the spread, and I know there are a lot of cards here, and don't worry, I'm going to show them to you one by one as I talk about them up closely. Looking at the spread right now, I can see that whatever is going on is quite complex, and that could be quite a number of different scenarios playing out here. And because it is a general reading and I'm reading for a lot of people, your situations could be very different. So please do take you know, what resonates and apply to your situation as it fits. Don't make it fit. But here you go. I'll try and deliver some of the message that I can pick up from these cards, and hopefully that will be helpful for you. So first of all, what I can see quite strongly here, and something that is quite interesting and that tarot does quite often, and I really love when that happens, is when I use quite a few tarot decks, different tarot decks, and when I draw cards from different decks and it happens to be the same card from 2 different decks, it really communicates to me that that message is very important. So in your case here, we have 7 of coins or 7 of pentacles twice come out from 2 different decks, and both of them came out in reverse. So what I'm seeing here in these 2 cards, that I feel that you've been over quite a long period of time investing into some kind of situation, putting quite a lot of energy and expectations and waiting patiently for it to grow or bring you some kind of results that you were expecting to see. However, with both of these cards being in reverse, I feel like you are not seeing the results that you were expecting. And I really want to stress here the expectation. So it's not necessarily that you're not seeing results, but they're not quite what you were expecting. And I see that in these 2 cards here, well, mainly actually this one, the Emperor, that came out in reverse as well, which talks to me about wanting to control the situation, wanting to be in control, or expecting the situation to go by how you plan it to go. So I'm feeling here, and especially with this card of strength as well, quite a bit of a power struggle, and which mainly comes from a wish of wanting to control the situation. And I feel that this power struggle has been quite strong and significant for you lately. And it comes, I feel, from the situation of wanting to achieve a certain kind of outcome and investing a lot and waiting a lot and wanting to see it grow the way you want it to grow. From overall in this whole spread, I think that it does talk mainly, and for most of you, would be a relationships related situation, a love related situation, but it doesn't have to be. But it's just other cards tend to suggest for me that probably majority of you, that's what it would be. So that's the situation that I'm seeing as kind of a background here. And I'm feeling that, especially with this card here of Nine of Swords, that this expectation of this growth, of the situation progressing the way you want it to progress and trying to control it but not quite getting the results that you want, have been really been difficult for you, been actually causing quite a lot of anxiety and perhaps even paranoia of some sort. And yeah, it's just been keeping you up at night. Maybe not literally, but it's been quite hard for you. And you've been quite a lot in your head about this situation. And here, that's what I'm seeing here, which could actually be in many different ways that this plays out or played out. So for some of you, it might be that after this, after seeing that the situation doesn't progress anymore, that it's not going anywhere, or it's not going the way you want to, that it had to come to a sudden end, basically, with this Ten of Swords here. And yes, and that could have caused you quite a lot of heartbreak and a really unexpected big upheaval, which I see here with Three of Swords in reverse and Tower card in reverse. And if that's what happened, you are probably coming out of the stage already. So this is kind of like a past energy. The other scenario that could have happened that I see is a possibility here is that although you feel that the situation as it is now, or as it has been now, can't progress any longer and that it needs to come to some kind of end, at least this stage of it, or at least the way it used to be. And you are very aware that that could cause you a lot of heartbreak and it might really shake up your foundation. And basically what's happening here is that you are this kind of like trying to avoid the heartbreak and trying to avoid this sudden change. And that's might be the energy that you are currently in. So you're not quite yet in this whole situation ending or transforming. However, what I'm seeing here, whichever of these scenarios that is, it might be actually, maybe it plays out somehow differently too, but whatever it is, I can see that if this sudden change and sudden kind of end would come to this situation as it is now, I'm not saying that completely to the situation generally, but as it is now, in the situation as you've been like wanting and expecting it to happen, if you kind of even end these expectations on whatever it is, or the stage that you are in expecting to see results of, something quite beautiful could come out after that. And I have quite a lot of cards here showing me this. So first of all, there is this card of a new romantic cycle begins, new moon in Libra, which literally is about what it says on the card. And it shows that it is a possibility here, a very strong possibility of a more balanced new stage in your romantic life. And this also is represented here by the card of the star, which signifies and shows a new hope coming into your life quite strongly. And this hope, this new direction, this new, completely new energy would come in a form of a union. And that would be a very balanced union, just as Libra card suggests too. And you can see now the 2 cups and the Libra, those very balanced energies. So from something that hasn't been progressing at all, or hasn't been quite working the way that you wanted to work, suddenly would come into balance. And that would be a different stage of it coming together. Now I see here an individual which is represented by this Prince of Pentacles, or Knight of Pentacles as it would be, who probably you would be in union with. I don't see anywhere in these cards represented to suggest that that would be a new union, that would be a new person coming in. It does very much feel to me that it would be the same. If you are in a relationship, it would be the same person you are with, or it's not. It doesn't feel like a new energy. There are no cards that would suggest it's a new energy. But of course, apply to your situation as it resonates. And I really feel like, you know, if we look at these 7 of Pentacles here before, which were in reverse, and that you've been putting in and investing in the situation, and that haven't been quite working out and giving you the outcome that you desire, we suddenly see this Prince of Pentacles coming and bringing you a new pentacle, a new offer to add to these pentacles and progress this situation, move it to a new stage, and signify a new beginning in this relationship or in this situation, which is all very good. And I actually looking at the star as well, which is here. It's like I'm just saying he because that's what's on the card, but it could be he or she, coming here with this pentacle, offering you basically a new start, a new hope. And however, the energy of this card is quite earthy. It's quite down to earth, which is great. It's a very kind of stable energy. It's offering something very concrete, something stable. However, it's also quite a slow moving energy, so it might not happen very quickly. It might not be a sudden change. It might take a while for all these energies to balance out. Now, one of the quite important messages that I'm getting from these cards, which comes in a little bit in the form of a device as well, is represented in this card here, Bones for Casting, which says divination. And this card talks a lot about looking for signs. Basically, looking for signs for divination, looking for signs for direction, which way to go. But it mainly talks about using your intuition and switching your head off and really letting yourself feel and be guided by feelings. Also, it talks a lot about trusting what evolves, trusting what you see, rather what you think you know that the situation is. And that brings me back to these cards which talk about control, wanting to control the situation. This Emperor in reverse, that very strong energy of power and control, wanting to direct the situation the way you think would be the best. However, this card suggests don't think don't think you know what's the best. Just really trust and feel. And also this is supported by this card of the new moon in Libra, which also says, basically suggest that you need to feel more and think less, and that would bring more balance into your life, into your situation. And this balance I really strongly see here as well in this strength card, where the two very strong and very different energies are balanced out. So that would be kind of the advice probably going into this new stage. If you're going through these big upheaval and big changes, that when you're coming out of this, perhaps the will be a need to let go of control if you want to find more balance and harmony in this situation. So that's what I can see for you in the cards, and I hope that this is helpful and I hope it resonates. Do let me know in the comments below how it resonates. I would love to hear that. And if you liked this video, please like it and subscribe to the channel. And I'll see you in the next video. Thank you. Bye bye.